Welcome to On Football with me, Rob Motti. We're on to Week 7 in the NFL. There are no dominant teams so far. Nobody's unbeaten, but those Jets, well, they're still winless. They're 0-6. Our guest this week, New England Patriots backup quarterback Joshua Dobbs. Mike Vrabel has the Patriots at 4-2. Drake Maye's having a breakout season. Josh talks about that and more. It took 6 weeks for the first NFL coach to get fired. The Titans let Brian Callahan go after a 1-5 start. He was 4-19 in a season plus. Callahan had success as an assistant coach on teams that had Peyton Manning, Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr, and Joe Burrow. It's a different story without a franchise quarterback. Tennessee didn't have one last year. They drafted Cam Ward number 1 overall, but he's a rookie. It's not always a coaching problem. Talent matters. Joshua Dobbs began his career with the Steelers in 2017 as a 4th-round pick. He has started games for the Titans, the Cardinals, the Vikings, the 49ers. He's now backing up Drake Maye in New England, providing valuable veteran leadership for the young quarterback. Hey Josh, welcome to the show. You've been with a lot of teams. You have a ton of experience, and now you're in New England. Drake Maye's developing into a franchise quarterback. What's your role kind of been like as the backup, and how have you been able to help in that developmental process?
It's been good. I've enjoyed being in New England. We're playing really good football right now, and it's been really fun watching Drake excel over the past couple weeks. I know I got here and I didn't know much about his game. Honestly, I didn't watch much of it just by the nature of my career, but he's been a joy to work with. And I think we have a really talented quarterback room, and it starts with them, and it starts with him, and he's done a great job on Sundays, improving, growing, and it's started back in, honestly, OTAs. Josh McDaniels leads our room, and Ashton Grant's our QB coach, and both of them have spent a lot of time in the NFL, and they're really knowledgeable, and I think they've really set the standard high for us as quarterbacks, and that's what I think is showing on the field each Sunday. So we got to keep it rolling. I go to Tennessee this week and get to go back home, right? Be really close to, obviously, the Tennessee-Alabama game, be watching it from afar, and keep the positive momentum that we have going in the QB room.
You have familiarity with Mike Vrabel. You played for him in Tennessee. You're playing for him again. It's a special week for Mike. He's going back to Tennessee. Now, you weren't there in New England last year when they were losing, but can you kind of get a sense for how he's changed the culture over there?
Yeah, I think he's just been himself. I was with him, as you said, in Tennessee, and he's a former great player in the NFL, and he brings that same intensity and expectation of success to his coaching style. And that consistency that he's had coming into the building, addressing us as a team as the head coach, and really setting that precedent to all of us as players is what we've all enjoyed, and has allowed us to come together and really become a team over the past several months, starting back in OTAs with a lot of new faces to what we're doing now. So there's a lot of guys going back to Tennessee that spent some time there, but as anyone will say in the NFL and how it really is, it's just the next week, the next team, the next person that you got to go out and compete and fight to get a win. They'll be motivated just because they've had change, and there'll be new people in that organization that are trying to prove that they're great coaches and great players as well. So we have to have our A game going down to Nashville and be ready to go out and play another good football game.
As a backup, you're always one play away, and that's difficult because you have to prepare every single day as if you're going to play, and then come Sunday, you're on the sideline in case something happens. How have you kind of embraced that role?
Yeah, early in my career, I learned quickly that you never know when you'll get your opportunity, but you have to be ready no matter how big or small it is. And it's almost like, when you're in school and you got a math test every Friday, you're studying and preparing for it all week. And, most of the times you don't take the test, but when it's your turn to take that test, you got to be ready to go out and ace it. That's just the nature of the job and the role. And you learn quickly that every rep that you get is important, and also manufacturing reps and game situations in practice, after practicing your extra time through your film study is crucial, so that when your number's called, you're prepared to go in and execute as if you've taken every rep since the beginning of the offseason. So It's definitely a unique position, but I'm always prepared for any opportunity that's put in front of me, thrown my way, and whenever my number's called, I know I'll be ready to go in and execute and play at a high level.
Josh, I think you have the coolest nickname in the NFL, the Pastronaut. How much have you enjoyed that?
That's a good one. It's good to be different. It's good to be unique. That run was definitely a lot of fun, and at stadiums now, you're running into the locker room, coming out. It definitely is a popular nickname that gets called out from the fans. So I'm not complaining to have a good nickname, that's for sure.
Tell me about your partnership with Dr. Pepper, the Pepper Portal, and the upcoming Tennessee-Alabama game.
And I'm excited. I'm excited to see the Tennessee fandom really come to life. As many people might not know, Tennessee's won the last 2 games against Alabama, which we're definitely very proud of. And so we're excited to show that fandom. Rocking out at Cool Beans in Knoxville, which was one of my favorite spots to go to during my time on campus. And to be able to just show the Bama fans who's the top dog in the SEC, who's the best fans. I think it's really cool what Dr. Pepper is doing, being able to bridge the gap between Knoxville and Tuscaloosa. And have a very interactive activation for our fans on game day.
It's time for some pro picks. If you haven't been paying attention, the 4-pack is 17, 6-1 straight up, 16-8 against the spread. My best bets and upset specials are 10-2 straight up, 9-3 against the number. My best bet this week, the Eagles are 2-point favorites in Minnesota. Now, critics were bashing Philly after a 4-0 start because an offense that features Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown, it looked stagnant and predictable. Well, the defending Super Bowl champions are hearing a whole lot more criticism now that they've lost 2 in a row to Denver and New York. It won't get any easier going up against Minnesota's defense. The Vikings are 2-1 with Carson Wentz. He has a shoulder injury. We don't know if he'll be able to play. If not, J.J. McCarthy, he's trying to come back from an ankle injury. He could get a shot at it. I don't care if it's Fran Tarkenton starting for the Vikings. I'm taking the Eagles to win this one and end their losing streak, 26-18 Philly. For my upset special, the 5-1 Colts are 1.5-point underdogs in LA against the 4-2 Chargers. Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, well, he's revived his career in Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor's having an outstanding season. The Chargers last week in Miami, even though they won, they were terrible against the run. They have a depleted offensive line that's trying to protect Justin Herbert. Now, the sacks for the Colts haven't come this year. They've only got 5, least in the NFL. There's no home field advantage in SoFi for the Chargers. I expect to see a lot of Colts fans in the stands, and I expect to see them leaving victorious. Colts, 23-21. Next up, the 4-2 Patriots at the 1-5 Tennessee Titans. Patriots -7. Mike Vrabel going back to Tennessee with his first-place team in the first game since the Titans fired the coach who replaced him. Drake Maye's playing at a high level under offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. Cam Ward has an interim coach for the next 11 games. That's a bad situation for a rookie quarterback. Patriots 24-13. For the 4th pick in a 4-pack, Carolina 3-3 on the rise. They're going to North Jersey. They're going to face the 0-6 Jets. Panthers are 2-point favorites. Rico Dowdle has 473 yards from scrimmage and 2 touchdowns in the last 2 games for Carolina. Things look bleak for the Jets. Justin Fields is struggling. Aaron Glenn looks overmatched. Carolina, though, they're 0-10 straight up and against the spread as a favorite since 2021. That ends this week. Panthers 24-17. That's it for this week. Thank you to Joshua Dobbs. Thank you for listening to On Football. And thanks to Haya Pinjwani and Mike Hempen for producing this episode. Please check out apnews.com for the full pro picks, on football analysis, and more NFL news.